The American women gymnastics team, the 2024 Paris Olympics, was the oldest in history, with an average age of 22.2 years. This is up from an average of 18.5 2000 to 2016. Simone Biles is the indisputable GOAT in the sport at 27 years old. Does this sharp change in the average age of medal winners mean the end of teen gymnastics? This video will explain the average elite gymnast timeline and predict how it may shift over the next decade. First, I want to introduce this channel. Inspired by the 2024 Paris Olympics, I've decided to make more informational videos about the world's best women gymnasts. This channel is about their lives in and outside of the gym. If you're mesmerized by the skill and precision of these gymnasts, subscribe to learn more and follow top gymnast news. Now let's recap the typical timeline of an elite gymnast in the USA. If a gymnast aims to compete at the World Championships level, they typically begin their training between the ages of 2 to 5 years old. Jade Carey and Nastia Liukin, for example, both had gymnastics coaches and gym owners for parents and started before age 2. At this stage, they are often introduced to basic gymnastics skills and body awareness through recreational classes. Simone Biles, the world's most decorated gymnast, and Suni Lee both started around age 6, which is on the older end of the age range. By age 6 to 7, gymnasts who show potential generally start competing. By age 8 to 10, many future elite gymnasts are already training 20-30 hours per week. A third grader might cut their school day short to make space for training in the morning or afternoon. One study found that the average age of specialization, meaning intensive year-round training and no other sports, was 8 years old, with some starting as early as 2. By early teens, many elite gymnasts transition to homeschooling or a specialized sports school to accommodate training. Hesley Rivera, for example, moved with her family at age 13 from New Jersey to Texas to train with Valerie Lukin. Elite gymnasts often train 5 to 6 days a week, with sessions lasting 3 to 4 hours, twice daily. Scientific studies have shown that in the USA, gymnasts often exceed their recommended training hours, and that higher training volume is associated with more injury risk. An athlete can enter elite competitions in the junior category ages 11 to 15. To reach world championship level, gymnasts typically qualify for the national team by their early teen. This team can have up to 28 athletes, including both juniors and seniors. The minimum age to compete as a senior in world championships is 16 years old. Most elite gymnasts aiming for this level have been training intensively for 8 to 10 years by the time they're eligible to compete as seniors. Why is it that children have an easier time learning gymnastics skill? There's not much scientific research on this question. The age-old explanation is that younger girls have less fear, more flexibility, and less body weight, so that it's easier to learn new gym skill. It's also easier for coaches to lift, spot, and redirect young gymnasts. However, contrary to popular belief, there is no scientific literature supporting that female athletes are at their peak strength before puberty. Also, older gymnasts tend to have better coping mechanisms for pressure and competitive stresses than teenagers. While the exact number is not known, we can estimate that between 50 to 100 female gymnasts compete at the elite level in the USA, based on the number of senior elites who qualify for national. This number is much smaller than the thousands of gymnasts who compete at the collegiate level in the USA. While this timeline represents the typical path for many elite gymnasts, there are always exceptions. For example, Alicia Sacramone competed in the 2008 Summer Olympics, winning a team silver medal alongside Nastia Liukin and Shawn Johnson. She didn't start gymnastics until she was 8 years old. As professional gymnasts have gotten older in the last decade, some speculate if it will become more common for athletes to start training later in the life, putting less strain on their bodies and risk of injury. There is some evidence that cross-training in multiple sports gives young athletes an advantage later on. In recent years, Biles, Gabby Douglas, Aly Raisman, and others have excelled in their mid and late 20s. Advancements in training and recovery techniques have extended gymnasts' careers, as well as some rule changes like the introduction of specific cushions on vault and bars, doing the same routine twice instead of learning multiple routines for team and individual competitions, and the new event specialist's role. These all help gymnasts preserve their bodies over more years. Do you think that this decade will show an end to teen gymnastics and an older average age of specialization? Leave us a comment below to let us know your thoughts.